Tropical cyclones can be intimidating enough on their own, but they also can have a tornado threat, making them even scarier. Now, why do we have tornadoes with tropical cyclones in the first place? Let me explain. It's only certain locations that you really see them, and the reason, well, we have to rewind a little bit and go back to how tornadoes form. Remember, one of those key ingredients, we've talked about this before, it's wind shear, the difference in wind speed and direction in the different levels of the atmosphere. That wind shear helps to create the rotation in the air, this column of rotating air that will eventually become vertical and stretch to the ground to become our tornado. Now, where do you find wind shear in a tropical cyclone? Now, here's the funny thing. Tropical cyclones, they don't like wind shear. If you have too much of it, they have a hard time forming. But once this cyclone goes to hit the land, we look at the northeast quadrant. So this northeast section of the storm, because this is where the storm hits the land first. Look at the way it's rotating counterclockwise. The interaction between the storm and the land, there's a lot of friction there, and that friction creates the wind shear necessary for tornadoes to form. So it's not like you're getting tornadoes while the storm is out in the middle of the ocean, but once it interacts with the land, it's very much possible. So when we forecast, we look for that northeast quadrant. Who's there? Because that's how we know who's going to have that tornado threat. And we saw plenty of that with Ida last week. Many states under tornado warnings. We saw warnings across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, but not just the south. Even as the storm moved further north, again, that northeast quadrant really proving difficult for places like Pennsylvania, New York, Virginia, parts of the northeast, parts of New England, seeing tornado warnings as Ida moved across the east coast. So a scary situation, but remember, this is all to prepare you and to help you understand the forecast a little bit more. For this week's Weather Authority University, I'm Christina Shalhoop.